to my channel. My name is Cailey for those of you who are new, and today you are going to help me declutter my makeup. I know my husband and I will be moving in the next few months, and so I want to make that move as easy as possible and as painless as possible. I want to go ahead and start decluttering areas of my home now, so when it is time to pack up and move, I don't have to worry about that. I can just throw it all in boxes, load it up, and go. As well as I have really been watching a ton of minimalist videos and just how to stay organized and how to stay clean and have a nice workspace, a nice home. I have a 1-year-old daughter and she likes to explore and get into things, as well as I like to focus and pay attention and play with her. And I don't want to sit there thinking about all the things I have to do, because let's face it, the little things that there is just no escape, like dishes and vacuuming, all that stuff, that takes enough time. So I don't want to think about my junk drawer or my makeup piling up. So I'm going to get real and organize my makeup today. And there are products that I know I'm going to get rid of that I really do like. They're beautiful products, but I don't reach for them every single day or even every week, so they have to go. And I know someone else will enjoy them more than I will. And then there's also some old products. You know when you keep products and you're like, I've had that for 5 to 10 years, I should probably get rid of that. So that's what we're going to do today. And if you guys like this video and want to see more decluttering videos as I go through my home, then thumb this video up and make sure to leave in the comments down below which area you want to see next. And also leave me your tips and tricks. I'd love to hear them. And make sure you're subscribed to my channel to be notified when I upload those videos. Now let's go ahead and start decluttering my makeup. So I originally wanted to do this video vlog style and not do a voiceover, but my 1-year-old decided not to take a great nap today. So voiceover it is. I'm going to start with my eyeshadow palettes because I don't have a lot of them and I kind of know which ones I'm going to keep and which ones I'm not. So the first shadow palette is Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. This is a beautiful palette. I am definitely keeping this one in my collection. It's one of my favorites. As you can tell, I've hit pan, but I still have some shadow left, so we are keeping this one. The next palette is another Urban Decay palette, another Naked palette. This is the first one. As you can tell, most of the shadows are pretty much gone, but I still have the Buck shade, Smog, Half Baked, and I really love those shades, so I'm going to keep this a little bit longer. It is getting a little dated, so maybe in the next year or two I'll have to toss it. But the other palette, this Vice palette by Urban Decay, I wanted this palette so bad, but to be honest, I don't use it that often, so I'm going to have to part ways with this one and give it to someone who will use it, because the colors are beautiful. I just felt like they didn't coordinate as well as I would have liked, and when I started really doing makeup looks, I just didn't reach for this one. Next is my Too Faced chocolate bar. Of course I'm keeping this one. I highly recommend this palette. It has beautiful shades, easy to blend, smells amazing, so we are keeping this one. My Tarte lip palette, I like it, but I don't love it. I don't reach for all the time, so I'm going to have to pass on this one and give that to my sister or a friend. This Buxom palette I actually received as a Christmas present from my sister, and I love Buxom shadows. They're so pigmented, easy to blend, and I really love the color she chose, so I'm gonna keep this one in my collection. I also love how small the packaging is, so it's great to travel with. I feel like this is an obvious keep because it's a Z palette, so I've picked all these shadows. These are my Makeup Geek shadows, and I'm in love with them, so of course I'm keeping this palette. My Lorac 2 palette, if you watch my makeup tutorial, you know I love this, so keeping this one. Now, this Lorac palette I do like, but I really only use about 2 or 3 shades, so I really don't feel like keeping a palette in my collection that I don't use to its full potential, so I'm going to have to pass on this one, but I do recommend this one if you would use all the shadows. My Morphe Brushes palette by Jaclyn Hill, I think this is the Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette. I am definitely keeping. This is my first and only palette from Morphe, and I'm obsessed. They are amazing quality shadows, so we are keeping this one. Alright, so after going through my eyeshadow palettes, the 3 that I am saying goodbye to are the Tarte Lip palette, the Vice palette by Urban Decay, and my Lorac palette, the rose gold pink one. Single shadows, I don't use these that often, so most of these are going to go. The first ones are Milani. I do love Milani shadows. They are amazing quality, especially from the drugstore. But both of these shades I have in palettes pretty much, so I'm going to give these to someone that will use them more than I do. The next shadow is an Urban Decay shadow that I actually stole from my sister when she was giving it up. But it's gorgeous. It just is a little too light for me, so I think someone who has more of a tan would look great in it. My MAC shadows that I have, Floof, I've hit pan on and I love it. Satin Taupe is like the perfect grayish color, so I'm keeping those two, and I could put those in Z palettes if I needed to clear up some space. These MAC pigments are so old, so I'm going to toss those. They're gorgeous, but they're just really old. This MAC pigment I purchased a couple years ago, so I'm going to keep it, and it's the vanilla pigment. It is gorgeous, and I don't have that many pigments, so I'm going to keep this one. The L'Oreal Shadows Ice Latte actually sacrificed itself and decided to break while I was filming this, so that one went bye-bye. And Amber Rush I am definitely keeping. It's a gorgeous color. This Estee Lauder shadow, it's great quality, a beautiful color, but I just think it's a little bit too much of a yellow gold for my liking on myself, so I'm going to pass that along to my sister, who has more of a tan than I do. The next shadow is a Buxom shadow. I actually got this as a sample from Sephora, and I love it. As you can see, I've hit pan, so I'm going to keep this one. So these are the ones that I'm getting rid of, the Milani, the pigments, the infallible L'Oreal Ice Latte shadow that decided to sacrifice itself, and the Urban Decay shadow. Moving on to my eye pencils. I'm just going to take them all out of the container, clean the container, and then put the ones that I want to keep back into the container. And now I will show you some of the ones that I am keeping. I feel like I did a good job at sorting some, but pencils are so hard, I love to keep them. So a MAC White Eyeliner NYX Wonder Pencil, a Milani Shadow Eyes Black Ink, NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, and a Master Drama Eye Studio in a gray steel color, Milani Liquify Eye Gold, beautiful eye pencil. I forgot I had this. Coffee by MAC, NARS, another Milani Liquify in this beautiful blue, a Brow Wiz, of course my gel liner in Black is Black, and my Anastasia brow powder. These little perfumes I always love to keep, but I never use them, so I went ahead and threw those away. And now I am organizing my lip pencils. Now for my lip pencils, the first thing I kept both of my lip primers, which is the MAC Prep and Prime and then the Bite lip primer. This just keeps your lipstick lasting longer. A Rimmel Red Diva and a MAC. I kept all my MAC pencils. I have MAC Heroin, Whirl. I have a Summer Fruit. I have Plum. So I pretty much kept all of my MAC pencils, my NYX pencils in Prune, Mauve, and Auburn, Urban Decay pencil, a Jordana pencil, I love those, and a e.l.f. lip brush, because sometimes, you know, you get those little palettes that need them. I don't have any right now, but you never know when you need a lip brush. So these are all the ones that I am getting rid of, so quite a bit. Moving on to some random items I had in that drawer. This Spider Lashes mascara, I'm not keeping, I didn't love it. This Kat Von D eye primer I will be keeping. My chapstick, of course, I will be keeping. This MAC, I think this is called First Aid. I am keeping this. This helps clean up your eyeliner. And my Buxom mascara and the Plump Up mascara I will be keeping. And moving on to my lipsticks, which I always want to get rid of so many, but I have the hardest time deciding because they're so beautiful. The first lipstick I will be keeping is the Mineralized Red MAC lipstick in the shade Dreaminess. These are amazing lipsticks. They're so moisturizing, which I love because I have the driest lips ever. No matter how much chapstick I use, I just have the worst lips when it comes to dryness. And I pretty much am keeping all my MAC lipsticks because they're great quality and I use them. So I will be keeping Myth, which is a favorite of mine. speed dial. Ruby Woo, which is a perfect red. I love this red. This one I actually think is my mom's, which is O, and it's a frost. So I'm going to give this one back to her. I'll be keeping Heroin. I will be keeping my Miley Cyrus Viva Glam lipstick, my Cream de Nude lipstick, which I'm actually almost out of. That will be the first time I've ever finished a lipstick. This Saint Deep Red I am keeping. 300 Garnet Flame by CoverGirl. I love this color in the summer. It's so beautiful. I decided to keep my NYX Strawberry Milk lipstick and Chaos lipstick, which is a beautiful red. This Victoria's Secret lipstick I am getting rid of because it's old, as well as this Red Hot lipstick. I'm getting rid of this one because I have kept so many reds. My Gerard Cosmetics lipsticks I am keeping. I have Buttercup and 1995. 1995 is on the drier side, but I do still love the color, so I'm going to keep it. Airy Fairy I'm of course keeping. It's one of my favorites. I can thank Anna Saccone for Airy Fairy because she used to wear that all the time. Now I'm going to go into my lip glosses. I'm gonna keep most of these. I already know that because I have tried those down before, and I really love my NYX lip glosses. They are my favorite. I love the formula and I love these colors. But my Sephora lip glosses, I don't even think they sell these really anymore, or the colors. These NARS lipsticks I am going to go ahead and get rid of. I got those as little gifts at Sephora. My Urban Decay lip gloss I will be keeping. My Gerard Cosmetics, I'm actually not going to keep this. I think I'm going to give it to my sister because I don't use it. It just kind of doesn't go well on my lips. It's kind of sticky for some reason. These Anastasia liquid lips and my Jeffree Star liquid lip I am definitely keeping. And my two Buxom lip glosses I love. And the Almay lip gloss is so moisturizing, and it's not that red. It's just kind of a nice little everyday lip tint. And my MAC lip gloss by Miley, I am keeping that one. So I didn't get rid of that much. Now this mess I definitely need to go through. It's gotten pretty messy because of Ayana. I just kind of throw my makeup in there. And as you can tell, I have one broken shadow that I need to clean up. So now I'm wiping all these products down because they are powders and they get pretty messy. So I will be keeping my Kevyn Aucoin palette. I love this palette. I will be keeping my Cover FX Cream Contour palette. I will be keeping my Jaclyn Hill Limited Edition Face Palette. I am keeping my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. I'm going to be tossing my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette because I've already used up the two shades that I did use all the time, as well as it's broken apparently. I did not realize it had broken in my collection, so we are going to go ahead and toss that. I will be keeping my Chanel Soleil de Tan bronzer, I think is what it is called. I could be totally murdering that, but I believe that's what it's called. I love it and I will be keeping it. I will also be keeping this liquid bronzer by Estee Lauder. Onto my highlighters. I am keeping my Laura Mercier highlighter. I am obsessed with this and it is almost gone. The next one I'm keeping is this Josie Maran highlighter that I mixed with my foundation. And I am obsessed with my MAC Soft and Gentle highlighter. It gives the most beautiful natural glow ever whenever I use it, so I highly recommend this highlighter. The next ones I will be keeping are my Becca highlighters, so I have Champagne Pop and Opal. But toward the end of this video, I do go and grab Champagne Pop because I actually had it out and not in my drawers. So I will also be keeping this Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick and Pink Quartz, I believe is the name. For blushes, I am keeping this Estee Lauder blush. I think it's in like Rose is the shade, I believe. I tried showing it, but it did not pick it up. And this was my wedding blush, so I am definitely keeping that. I think it's a beautiful color. Great for all year round. I'm going to be keeping pretty much all of my MAC blushes because they're still in really good condition and they're just kind of staples in my collection. Some of them are discontinued, so that's why I am not showing them because I don't know that you can still get them. Next, I have a Too Faced blush I'm keeping, a NARS blush, a Kat Von D blush, and the Balm blush, I believe is who it's by. So I'm keeping all of those, as well as this one Milani blush, which is Luminoso. And this blush by Urban Decay is the one that is cracked and going everywhere, and it's just, I don't think I could even save it, so we're gonna sadly say goodbye to that one. Moving on to just my normal face products, so I have my Smashbox Photo Primer Water, and this Cover FX primer I'm actually going to toss because it is pretty much empty. My Tarte Under Eye Concealer, this is the Under Eye Creaseless Concealer. My Urban Decay Foundation, I believe this is the All Nighter Foundation. This NYC bronzer I'm actually going to toss because I have hit pan and it's kind of old and I really don't use it that much anymore. This Physician Formula bronzer I am actually going to keep because it is a really nice color. It's not too pigmented, so I'm going to keep that as I am pale right now. So it's a perfect winter bronzer. Out of that container, this is what I am parting ways with and decided to get rid of. And out of all the containers, this is the end result of everything I am getting rid of. Either I'm tossing it or I'm giving it to family or friends. And I'm pretty happy with it. I'm so glad I decided to do this. I feel a lot better. My containers and drawers look so much nicer. I can see all my products. So I highly recommend going ahead and decluttering your makeup. So if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, beautiful!